Welcome to Macmo Academy. In this video, we will learn about simple inequalities. So, as you know that there is a number line in front of you, let's start discussion with the number line. The numbers on the left side of the number line are smaller, and the numbers on the right side of the number line are bigger. For example, -5 and -1. So -5 is on the left side as compared to -1. It means that -5 is lesser than -1. And if a number is on the -1 and 2, so 2 is on the most right side than -1, so it means that -1 is lesser than -2. Now let's discuss another problem. For example, 5 and 1. So 5 is on the right side as compared to -1. So 5 is on most right as compared to -1. It means that 5 is greater than 1. So it means that in case of inequalities, two sides are not equal. Means 5 is greater than 1. -1 is lesser than 2. It means that two sides are not equal. So if the two sides are not equal, they are called inequalities. And there are 4 inequalities. What are they? Greater than, lesser than, greater than, equal to. When there is a little straight line beneath greater than sign, it is called greater than, and equals to. What it would be called? Lesser than and equals to. Lesser than and equals to. So these are the 4 inequalities, and there are few properties of the inequalities, and there is a way to solve the inequalities as well. So in this particular video, first we will discuss the properties of the inequality, and later on in the next video we will discuss the solution or how to solve inequalities and show the solution on the number line as well. So let's start discussion the properties of the inequality. So we will discuss all the 4 operations. We will start with the addition property first. So let's discuss the addition property first. So in case of addition, let's discuss addition and subtraction property first. So if I am writing an inequality, A is greater than B. So if I am adding a constant number on both sides, plus C plus C, so inequality sign will remain the same. Now let's take the value of A is equal to 4 and B, since A is greater than B, so it's mandatory to take the value of A which is bigger and the value of B which is smaller, and take any value of C. Let's suppose 6. Now let's substitute 4 plus 6 greater than 3 plus 6. Now 4 plus 6 is 10, is greater than 3 plus 6 is 9. Now you can see that the inequality sign is satisfying the numbers. 10 is greater than 9. So now we can switch the values for this inequality. A is lesser than B. Now you can see that the value of A is lesser and the value of B is bigger. But if we are adding or subtracting a number from both sides, so the inequality sign will remain the same. So 3 plus 6, 4 plus 6, inequality sign will remain the same. 9 is lesser than 10. Now in the same way, if we subtract a number, A is greater than B, and if we subtract a number, a constant number, from both sides, so inequality sign will remain the same. So now let's take the value of A which is bigger. So I'm taking A is equal to 6, B is equal to 4, and C is equal to -3. Let's check it again. The value A is greater than B, So let's take the value of A is bigger and the value of B should be smaller. So 6 minus 3. So I have already applied minus over here, so I am taking minus 3 is greater than 4 minus 3. So what will happen? 3 is greater than 4 minus 3 is 1. Now you can see that it is satisfying the inequality. Now this will also satisfy the opposite case as well. A is lesser than B. So if we subtract a number, a constant number from both sides, so inequality sign will remain the same. Let's shuffle the values of A and B. 4 minus 3 lesser than 6 minus 3. Now 4 minus 3 is 1, 6 minus 3 is 3. So 1 is lesser than 3. Now you can see that it is satisfying the inequality. So it means that in case of addition and subtraction, if we add a constant number on both sides, the inequality sign will remain the same. And if we subtract a constant number from both sides of the inequality, the original inequality will remain the same. Now let's discuss the third property of multiplication. We have discussed two properties, one is addition and subtraction. Now the third property is multiplication. Now let's discuss the multiplication property. So in case of multiplication, there are two possibilities. So let's apply the heading of multiplication. So in case of multiplication, there are two possibilities: multiplying by a positive number and multiplying by a negative number. So now let's see what will happen. So if the original inequality is like this, A is bigger than or greater than B. Let's take the value of A and B. A is 4, B is 3. And if we multiply by a positive number on both sides, AC, BC, so inequality sign will remain the same. Now let's take any positive number of C, which is 5. So now let's substitute, let's check whether it is satisfying or not. 4 multiplied by 5 greater than 3 multiplied by 5. 4 times 5 is 20 is greater than 5 times 3 is 15. Now you can see 20 is actually bigger than 15. It means that the inequality sign is satisfying and it is true. Now we can apply the same positive number of inequality on the lesser than. Now if A is lesser than, so A should be lesser and B should be bigger. If we multiply by a positive number on both sides, so inequality sign will still remain the same. Now let's check it again. 5 times 3 is 15 is lesser than 5 times 4 is 20. Now you can see 15 is actually lesser than 20. It means that it is correct. Now in case of negative number, if A is greater than B and if we are multiplying by a negative number on both sides, so what will happen? We will see. A is greater. A is actually greater, so now let's take the value of A should be bigger and the value of B should be smaller, and we are multiplying by a negative number. So let's take negative number as negative 2. You can take any of the values, best only keep this thing in your mind. If A is greater, so take the value of A should be greater and the value of B should be smaller. Now let's substitute the value. A is 5, B, C is negative 2. Now BC. Now B is 4 and C is negative 2. 5 times 2 is negative 10. 4 times 2 is negative 8. Now 10 is actually smaller than, lesser than 8. Now if you will see, we have started with greater than sign, and now you can see if we have multiplied both sides by a negative number, so what have been happened? It has reverses the inequality. Now greater than has become lesser than. So it means that if we multiply by a negative number of the inequality sign will get reversed. So this is an important point which needs to be noted down. So if we multiply by a negative number on both sides of the inequality, the original sign will get reversed. You can check it for the another case as well, for the lesser than case. If a is lesser than b, now if we multiply both sides by a negative number, so what will happen? Sorry, please. Now a is lesser, so now let's shuffle the values of a and b. Now let's substitute all the same values. Now 4 times 2 is negative 8, 5 times 2 is negative 10. Now negative 8 is actually greater than negative 10. So greater than. What has been happened? We have initially started with lesser than. If a was lesser than 5, but if we multiply both parts by a negative number, so inequality sign will get reversed. Now I hope you understood the case of multiplication by a positive number. If we multiply both parts by a positive number, the inequality sign will remain the same. But if we multiply both parts by a negative number, so inequality sign will get reversed at the same moment while we are writing down the negative number along with a multiplied by c, b multiplied by c. So this is very important thing to understand. Now let's discuss the fourth property of division. In case of division, now we will see both the cases by a positive number and by negative number as well. So now let's discuss the properties of division by a negative number and by a positive number. So let's discuss the property of division. If the original inequality is, for example, a is greater than b, so the value of a should be greater and the value of b should be smaller. So let's take a is equal to 18 and the value of b should be smaller, for example 4. And if we multiplying 14, and if we dividing both parts by a constant number, positive constant, so how we will write it? A upon c, b upon c. What will happen with the inequality? We will decide. 18 divided by 2, 14 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2 nines are, 2 ones are 2 sevens are. So 9 and 7. What is the relation between 9 and 7? 9 is greater than 7. So it means that I will put greater than sign, and we have also started with the greater than sign. It means that if we will divide both parts of the inequality by a positive number, so similarly as it was happened with the multiplication case, in same will happen in the division case. If we divide both parts by a positive number, the inequality sign will remain the same. In case of lesser than case as well, if a is lesser than b and if we divide both parts by the constant number, now let's shuffle the values. So inequality sign will remain again the same. 14 upon 2, 18 upon 2, 7 and 9. 7 is lesser than 9, so inequality sign will remain the same. Now let's discuss the negative case. So let's start with a is bigger than b. Now a should be bigger, so I'm taking a as 18 and b as 14 and c as negative 2. Now we are dividing both parts by a negative number. What will happen? 18 upon negative 2, 14 upon negative 2. 2 ones are 2 nines are, 2 ones are 2 sevens are. Negative 9 plus minus minus. Negative 9 and negative 7. Plus minus is minus. Now negative 9 is actually lesser than minus 7. Lesser. So what has been happened? We have initially started with the greater than sign, but if we divide both parts by a negative number, so inequality sign will be reversed. If it was greater than, it would become lesser than, and if it would be lesser than, what will happen? It would become, if a is lesser than b and if we are dividing both parts by a negative number, so if a is lesser than b, so let's shuffle the values. So 14 divided by negative 2, 18 divided by negative 2, minus 7, minus 9. So what will happen if it was lesser than, it would become greater than. Now you can see minus 7 is actually greater than minus 9. So I hope you have understood that if we are dividing or multiplying both parts of the inequality by a negative number, so inequality sign will be reversed. But if we are multiplying or dividing both parts of the inequality by a positive number, so inequality sign will remain the same. So I hope you understood all the concept, all the properties of the inequality. In the next video, we will learn how to solve the inequality and show the solution on the number line. I hope you like the videos. So thank you for your support. Please do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and share it in your friends and family. Thank you.